Here's a pretty interesting fact that I learned recently. For the first time in decades, the actual life expectancy for Americans and people living in America, the overall life expectancy for the first time in decades has actually gotten shorter. And despite our advancements in, medical fields and, care for, people as they get on in age, despite all that, for the first time, we have actually seen our life expectancy decline. And a lot of doctors, when questioned as to what is causing the shorter average lifespan, they're pointing to the cause as suicide and drug addiction are the two main reasons why, on average, life for Americans has actually gotten shorter. And I mean, to me, that's pretty crazy. Obviously, we all know somebody who's been affected by either of these things. And when I say we all know somebody who's been affected by either of these things, I mean literally everyone. If you don't, stand up and raise your hand or come forward, call it out. But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty confident to say we all know someone who has, been affected by, depression to the point of suicide or, misadventure like drug addiction. And that's pretty appalling. At first, I mean, is it really that appalling? If you look at the number of people disenfranchised anymore, people that they don't see any way out, they don't see any avenue for improvement, it doesn't seem, honestly, it doesn't seem like we're represented at all. If you look at the way that the system is designed, the way that the machine turns as it will, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I looked at who we had, who we had to choose from by the last election cycle, and neither of those candidates. I mean, at the time, I certainly felt neither of those candidates represented me or my best interest at all. Neither of them seemed to have an actual strategy for improving my current situation as it is today. And I mean, if you're somebody who's, $100,000 in debt from school or maybe medical bills or whatever it may be, you're just trying to get on in life and you've got a amount of money to pay that realistically is never going to come back in full. I mean, it seems impossible. It's unbearable. It weighs right down on you. And then, I don't know, to make matters worse, you come back later and, people, well, who'd you vote for? Oh, you threw your vote away, either because you voted for a third party or, maybe you were honest. I didn't feel represented, so I didn't vote at all. That wasn't me. I did vote. I wasted my vote, as a lot of people like to say. But yeah, when you feel totally disenfranchised, I mean, what's the point? If it had been Hillary these last couple of years, would things have really been better? Honestly, would things have been so much better? Has that guy personally made it that much worse that Hillary would have been a better option? I guess we'll never know. But me personally, yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so. But I mean, then what? So, you wasted your vote. Well, I mean, for those of you who feel like you wasted your vote if you voted on a candidate that you actually believed in, as opposed to just voting across party lines, let me tell you a little secret. Every 4 years, both parties, the GOP and the DNC, both parties are getting prepared to serve a giant shit sandwich to like the bottom 92% of us. Like, they say, oh yeah, the top 1% has as much wealth as the bottom 92%. All right, well, for those of us in the bottom 92%, both parties, GOP and DNC, what they're doing is they are preparing to serve you a giant shit sandwich. And every 4 years, it is our responsibility to go out and show up at the polls and vote so that way we can pick what kind of bread we want.